Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Hangout. Got a dog back there looking at me. Anyway, exciting night tonight, Wednesday night. I got sunburned today, and then I wore an orange shirt. Figured that one out. I'm just trying to offset the color a little bit. But excited to be here tonight, everyone. As you all know, we get started at 8:35, so you got about 5 minutes to get situated, to invite people to, get a cold drink, glass of water, cocktail, whatever you want. We're going to cover some exciting stuff tonight with OneCoin, but it is designed to be a very casual presentation, and just exciting, folks. I had a great day today. I'll tell the story when there's more people on here how I got so sunburned, but it was actually pretty funny. Doing business, getting sunburned, figure that one out. But we're excited, folks. We've got some big announcements tonight. Man, that split barometer is going through the roof, and it's just exciting to see the growth of the company. Every time I go to the website, we have like 10,000 more members. I just simply cannot imagine how busy corporate is. I have seen some network marketing companies where all of the enrollments were done by 9:30 in the morning. But let me check the feeds, make sure everybody's getting the feeds, and I'll be right back with you. And we'll get started here. Like I said, we get started here just a little bit after. Let's see what we got. Check everything out here. See if I see myself. I don't see myself yet on the conversation yet, but maybe I'm there. Let me check the other ones real quick. And we're waiting to see what is going on. Maybe they haven't started transmitting my video yet, but we'll check it here in just a second. Should be coming through. Maybe there's a little bit of a delay, usually not that much. Again, folks, we get started here at 8:35, so you got about 3 more minutes till game time. And I'm checking just to make sure everything's going good on the presentation. There we go. All right, Mike and Jody, do you see the presentation? All right. Give me a confirmation here in a minute on chat if everything sounds good and looks good. Appreciate you chiming in, folks. I'm not seeing video on my screens, but let me know if we're looking good. That doesn't mean that I'm not actually broadcasting. So I know we got a whole bunch of people watching right now. If somebody could private message me on Facebook, I would appreciate it. Give us a heads up. It's looking good and sounding good. Again, tonight we are going to be talking about cryptocurrency, and we're going to be talking about a absolute digital revolution, digital coin revolution. I'm excited about it. So 375,000 members have joined our digital coin family, and Mike says absolutely. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Yeah, good. And you can hear me too, right? We got people from all over the world watching this presentation tonight, folks. Usually having over 100 and some people. Oh yeah, we're up 66 people right now, and people are coming on. I do start the physical presentation at 8:45, so if you've got to get a phone call out of the way, or you've got to go take a quick shower, and I mean a quick one, you could probably get it done in that amount of time. But we are going to talk about some announcements. I'm going to paint the general big picture for you up front, so I can kind of set the hooks and get you to really understand what we're doing, clear the mind out. I was laughing. I was telling everybody earlier when I decided to go do some phone calls today. I said, well, I think I'll just lay out in the sun. We've got about a 300-acre farm, and I went out on the ATV and just kind of kicked back on the ATV, and I get like 4 bars up in our cow pasture, and it's a real beautiful view of all the hills and the mountains in the area where I live. So I was just kind of sitting there in the middle of the field, and I had a full charge on my iPhone, and I was just sitting there just talking away. I had like 4 calls in a row, and just one after the other, and I realized that my phone went dead. And I'm going, oh no, I've been out in the sun way too long, because I went through a 100% charge on an iPhone in about 2 hours. laying out in the sun, and now I'm a lobster, 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 and I had to wear orange tonight just to emphasize. I could have worn white; that would have looked worse, right? But they always say don't wear white on video; they disappear. But hey, folks, great time tonight. Big crowd on tonight. Over 70 people. 70 people right now chiming in from, let's see, 8 different countries. Always, we have our. Looks like we got somebody down in Africa watching the president. That's South Africa down there. Welcome, South Africa. Don't know who you are, but that's pretty cool. We've definitely got some people down in Latin America. Looks like Puerto Rico. Got a couple speckles down in the Caribbean right now. And, of course, we are scattered all over the United States. What I see today, there was less than 2,000 members, upgraded members in the entire United States. That's pretty incredible. But let's just check in my chat real quick. And awesome. Everything's looking good. Everybody's happy. Jogging along. But think about that. We're building a presentation. We're building a business from all over the world right now. And I'm broadcasting from a sleepy little town in Palmetto, Georgia. And we've got people on. Now we're up to 80 viewers from all over the world. Welcome. You know, if we're going to begin the presentation here in just a few minutes, at 8:45 we start the actual presentation, and you can take this time right now to use the links in the upper left-hand corner of your Facebook page right there on this page, and you can do some sharing. You can do some messaging. You can do some reminders to people that told you they were going to be on the presentation tonight. You can do a post. You can do a link. You can do a like. You can do a Google One Plus, tweet. We got you all covered. I don't think we have up. There's Pinterest. You could post a board or something like that, or a pin it. We need that. We need to add that to it as well, because Pinterest is kicking butt. I love Pinterest. So my name's Tom. I'm going to be doing the presentation tonight on OneCoin. The objective that we have tonight is to give you enough knowledge to want to learn more. Okay, not to if you make your decision after this presentation, that's probably not a good sign. And you know, I come from a background. I've been in finance for over 25 years. Boy, that's starting to sound like a long time. Amazingly, I still have all my hair. I don't know how that happened, but we're you know, financially done well in business, and I've had some successes and have had some failures. And anybody tell you they haven't had failures is a freaking liar. But had some big ones too. But I definitely have earned the gray hair that is in my sideburns and take full ownership of it. And when I looked at OneCoin for the very first time, I said, you know, this just doesn't interest me. And I knew a lot about Bitcoin at the time, but I thought OneCoin was one of those stupid, you know, companies. I can't name any names that start with U and, you know, end with token. I can't say their names, but you know, stuff like that. You know, they're just printing. They're printing poker chips, basically. They have no algorithm. They have no cryptocurrency. They have no mining operation. And I just thought it was another one of those. And a buddy of mine, Bob, called me and he said, you know, Tom, you looked at OneCoin? I said, dude, I'm not getting involved in any of those poker chip companies, because all they're doing is printing poker chips and giving them away to people and telling them their currency, and that's just not going to work. And, you know, if it's got an algorithm and a mining operation, I might take a look at it. And he said, well, it does. And then he threw out some numbers. At the time when I looked at it back on August 30th, 211,000 members had joined. And I remember seeing that and going, you know, Bitcoin's only has 250,000 members. That's pretty incredible that this company has accumulated that many members in that short a period of time. And so I looked into it a little bit further, and I found out that it was a cryptocurrency and that they had a mining operation. That what was really important to me was the leadership of the company. They had a very bright woman at the helm of the company, leading it with some very good experience. And so it was little clue after little clue that made me want to look a little bit further into it. And I remember signing up for it, and we had bought some Bitcoin, you know, back in 2009, 2010 area. And I remember you know, when we bought the Bitcoin, my wife thought I was absolutely crazy. She's like, why'd you waste money on that? And I didn't even tell her until after the fact I did it. It was one of those ask for forgiveness and instead of permission type things. But it turned out pretty good. We sold her for $400, bought it for $7, sold it for $400. So it was actually, it actually worked out in our favor, and she was happy then. I've had that happen several times in my life, and then many other times I've been totally wrong, but probably more than the times I've been right. So when I saw this, I said, you know, we've got some capital, done well the first quarter of this year. Why don't we kind of take a little bit of risk, you know, like we did with Bitcoin, and of course at that point then it was okay to do it. I figured it was okay to ask for permission on that one after the first success, and so I went through everything and I saw what was going on with OneCoin, and I started. I didn't really get in to build an organization initially, even though I had a lot of organizational building experience. I built some very large organizations, and I put over 12,000 people in another company about two and a half years ago using the same system that you're watching tonight. 12,000 people in 100 days. So we're using a very similar, very successful system that has worked for other companies in the past. And so, you know, when I told my wife about it, when I started looking at the numbers and I was watching this counter on the website, I'm like, man, there was like 2,000 people joined this company yesterday. And I remember getting my package, getting my Tycoon package, and I was watching the numbers, and I started tracking the numbers every day at noon because I'm OCD like that, because I wanted to track rate of change. And I'm seeing this company's like growing at like 6% a day. I'm like going, man, these numbers are unreal. And I remember talking to my wife. I said, you know what? At the rate this company's going, it will be bigger than Bitcoin by the end of the year. Well, 3 weeks later, they had more users than Bitcoin. I was like, unbelievable. I mean, this company they have cracked the code on building a user base. And so I got into the business, and it just started posting it, and people really were interested. I mean, when I started talking about becoming a digital currency family, having a plan B, looking at something that has like Bitcoin 2.0 potential. And for those that don't know, a Bitcoin went from 10 cents to $1,203. If you would have put $500 in Bitcoin back when it first started at 10 cents or 25 cents and sold out at over $1,200, you would have made $3 million on $500. Okay, $500 would have turned into $3 million. So I look at that and I say, okay, where we are right now with OneCoin is we're now bigger. So I was telling my wife, okay, so we're bigger than Bitcoin now. We have more registered users. This company could really, I mean, it could get to 300,000 or 400,000 people by the end of the year. And about 3 weeks later, you know, I'm looking at the numbers, and we have 370,000 paid registered members. We have 120,000 more people than Bitcoin. And it blew me away. I mean, I was just sitting there going, this company, now it's growing at like 6,000 people a day. And I've been following the rate of change on the company every day at noon I'm up to 42 days. I've been tracking it. And I have the forecast on the numbers based at our current rate of change at being 20,000 paid members a day joining this company by the time the Vegas launch happens in Vegas in September. And folks, 20,000 people a day, that's a lot of people, okay? And when you start hitting that rate, I have us projected at 1.8 million members by the end of the year. 1.8 million members. That means we're going to grow 6 times our current size and have 1.8 million members. I'm sorry, three times. No, it is right. 6 times our current size. We will have that many people based at our current rate of change. Now, you know, I don't know. It may slow down. It may not. I don't know. Once you get to a certain size, you know, maybe your rate of change slows down. But that's not always the fact with exponential growth companies. When you have exponential growth companies, there's a viral velocity factor that you factor in. And with viral velocity, it says out of every person that comes in, how many people bring another person in? And I got to think that our viral velocity number is upwards of 30 or 40% because this organization is growing like wildfire. And I've seen other companies that have grown at 30%, and those are the ones that you want to be involved in because they're highly, highly successful. And then you look at the fact that 85% of our members are doing paid memberships. They're actually buying product. And that to me is staggering as well. So we're getting at the point at presentation time. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what really impressed me with the company. I got in, I've been in it now for what, 45 days. We've got a couple hundred people in our organization. We're growing rapidly. I think personally put in almost over 100 people already. And it's not that I can't keep up with the number of people that are signing up and making sure they're getting off to the right start. And I've never had that I had it one other time in another company that I did real well with, but to see this company become the third largest cryptocurrency in less than 8 months. 8 months, folks. And I tell people, I say, I don't care what you say, but when it comes to timing, when you start looking at an opportunity like this, being on the ground floor is obviously the riskiest place to be. But you know what? It's where the money is made. And I don't care what you say. You can say, well, I don't like the fact that they do only bank wires and gift codes right now and they don't have credit card processing. That's okay. Come back in 6 months when they do, and you will make about half of what you could have if you would have just stuck. And so I was talking to somebody today about that, and I don't mind getting in people's face to say, you know what, you're just not cut out to make the big money if you can't deal with the growing pains and the growing inconveniences, as some people call them. So, you know, I look at what we're doing, folks. This right now, with less than 2,000 people in the United States, being the ground floor of the United States, you understand we're going to put millions of people in the United States in this. Millions. And you are at 998,000, or you're at 1.9,998,000 people right now are waiting for us as a group to go bring them in. Okay. And I got news for you. Timing is everything, but action, without action, it's absolutely nothing. And so I'm excited about the opportunity. I think you can tell by my voice and the look at my face and everything that I'm doing. Let me pull the PowerPoint presentation up and I'll get into it because I value your time. Important announcements real quick. Dr. Ruscia and Per are coming to the United States for a road show, so you'll get to meet them, which will be a lot of fun. And they're going to be going potentially to Vegas, to Los Angeles, to Chicago, and to a city somewhere in Florida. I would hope probably either Orlando, since that's centrally located, but I'm sure they're going to go where the majority of the people are, which will probably be in the, I would say, maybe Miami area. But let me get my PowerPoint up here real quick, and I'll pull up the other presentation. And once again, my other computer, I have the other presentation ready to go on my other computer, so don't worry. I had a little bit of a technical issue last night, and let me pull up my Gmail and see if this thing's going to work for me tonight. Doesn't look like it wants to. Isn't that funny, right? It works perfect all day, and then bam. You know, right when I start. So let me pull up this other presentation. I've already got it loaded. I'll get into it. Couple other announcements. So I told you about Dr. Ruscia, the roadshow coming. We're going to be launching in Vegas in late August or September. I hope September. It gives us a little bit more time to build. This presentation we're doing every single night. By the way, we just hit a record tonight, 150 people watching the presentation tonight. That is our highest number so far. We started last Monday, so there are a lot of people inviting to this presentation. Congratulations on that. But we are on every night at 8:30, we're doing this presentation and giving people an overview. That way you can sit at the comfort of your own home and enjoy the presentation. That's where I'm sitting right now. You know, I've got my that's where I want to be sitting. I don't want to be driving to a Holiday Inn meeting. Okay, I don't want to go to a hotel meeting. I don't do stinky hotel meetings. People know that about me. But let me go ahead and get into the presentation. I'm going to pull it up on this computer real quick, and just give me 1 second, and we'll get into the presentation. All right, there we go. And there we go. Pull that up. And hopefully you can see that right there. Folks, if you can, Mike, if you wouldn't mind, just give me a private message to let me know It's blurry, but you're broadcasting loud and clear. Great. Well, I live in a country. I live way out in the country, out on 300 acres, and we have a 1 mile phone line that is above ground that comes into our property. And I swear to you, every time a squirrel runs across it, it messes up my internet. But we call it Squirrel Net, basically, is my internet connection. So let me get into the presentation. We're talking to you about the 5 compelling reasons for you to take a look at OneCoin. I've already covered some of these, so I'm going to fly through this very quickly. But I would like to say there is no such thing as a missed opportunity. It just moves on to the next person, much like McDonald's did, much like Dell did. You know, when Dell was sitting in the garage making those computers, everybody thought he was crazy. When Ray Kroc wanted to buy more McDonald's restaurants and open them so he could sell more multi-mixer milkshake machines, everybody, oh, right now I just see you. Okay, hold on one second. Make sure I got this right. You should see my PowerPoint presentation. All right, Mike, can you give me a heads up on that? All right. Let me just double check to make sure y'all are seeing the presentation. I'm going to exit out of this real quick and go back to my Hangout. Ah, you're right. I know. I got it, Mike. Don't worry about responding. I see what I did. There we go. Now you got vertigo. Now you can see it. So let me pull it up. You'll be able to see it right now. This is the first slide I was talking about. So 5 compelling reasons for OneCoin. And Mike, just give me a verification if you would. I'd appreciate it. So as I said, there's no such thing as missed opportunity. It just moves on to the next person. And this is one of those deals. Give me another confirmation here in a minute because I'm seeing it on my other screen just to make sure. But as I mentioned, leadership. We have a very competent woman at the helm of this company. I'll talk about her a little bit here in just a moment. And the timing could not be better, folks. So we opened officially in the U.S. July 4th. So this is a private invitation. And, you know, if you're seeing this presentation, thank the person who sent it to you because this is a special opportunity for you to see something before we go public with it. And, you know, the third reason to really take a serious look at this is the industry. You know, a lot of people say, well, the health and wellness industry is big. I go, yeah, but it's also saturated as all get out. And there's a new thing coming up, you know, a new milkshake coming out every 90 days. And Live and InCharge, thank you, sir. And so when you look at our industry, we're actually on a very cutting edge industry. Like there's not a bunch of players in our space and we're pioneers. So I like kind of exclusivity or scarcity. You know, when I get into an opportunity where the barrier to entry is a little bit higher, the technology required to do something like this is a little bit bigger than going to a private label milkshake maker place and having them put a label on a milkshake and you calling it the best thing since sliced bread. That'd be a great milkshake company. The best thing since sliced bread. But you know, when you look at the industry itself, when you read the research reports, there's been over $2 billion in venture funding that has gone into the cryptocurrency and digital currency space. It is the 5th fastest emerging growth market, according to Gartner. It's a very, very exciting market, folks. Richard Branson, all over this, man. I mean, Richard Branson's holding conferences at Necker Island, and the whole cryptocurrency industry. It's a very smart group, and they recognize the macro problems that we're having in the industry, and the problems pretty much is the amount of debt that we have in this country. You know, with $15 trillion in debt, and the ability not having the ability to even pay really the interest on our debt, it's kind of getting to a scary situation. And I'm not a doomsday seller, folks. I got common sense. I mean, I know how to look at a balance sheet and say, okay, your company has $5 million in assets, $15 million in debt, and the revenue stream that you have is not enough to pay your bills. You're bankrupt, buddy. And those are basically the numbers of the United States. Take off 3 zeros, so, or maybe 6 zeros. So those numbers kind of scare me. And so I want to have a plan B. And I love this industry. I love being in a cutting edge market. I love being a pioneer in a business. I got thick skin, folks. I can take arrows. And I tell everybody, if you want to get into this space, there's a lot of people who think cryptocurrency and digital currency is a scam. It's not. I'll prove it to you. But compensation plan. I mean, look at our compensation plan. 285 members have maxed out our compensation plan at $40,000 a week. That's $2 million a year. Now, I've been involved in another company that's got these $1 million ring club earners and stuff like that, and they've got like 9 members in their company. Basically, at the end of the year, we will have 285 ring members in our $1 million ring earner club. I think that's pretty strong. And then, of course, look at our market share. I made the slide presentation about 2 weeks ago, so the numbers are outdated. We have now close to 375,000 members, and we're the 3rd largest digital currency in the world. And we will be probably the 2nd largest cryptocurrency in the world once our currency starts trading on June 15th. And that was another important announcement I should have told you, is that we are going to start trading our coin on a limited basis, and the market will start determining the value of our coin, the buyers and sellers. And that's a great way to do it. That's the way it works. And I'll go over the 5 elements of cryptocurrency so you understand it. And I'm going to talk also tonight. I've got something new I want to present to you, but it's the 4 phases of rolling out a cryptocurrency. And I really want to think about the idea of putting together an ecosystem, kind of like we're doing. We're creating our own economy. Okay, so we're creating our own to create your own economy, you got to create your own ecosystem. And I'm going to talk in greater detail about that tonight. I don't know what slide I'm going to do it on, but with my ADD, there's no telling when I could start talking about it. But anyway, digital currency, if you think it's a scam, folks, you're absolutely wrong. It's a massive industry. There are countries that are adopting cryptocurrency. There are large billion-dollar corporations like Dell, Overstock, Reddit, Expedia, Reed Jewelers, PayPal, Tesla. You want to buy one of those cool electric cars? If you want to take a galactic flight on Virgin, they take Bitcoin. Okay, and then also most recently, Microsoft takes Bitcoin as now as well. So it's neat to see all these major companies, especially PayPal, giving the credibility to cryptocurrency. To really start creating the ecosystem. Now that's what I mean, creating an ecosystem, when companies start taking your cryptocurrency. So for the uninitiated who have not grasped what Bitcoin is and other cryptocurrencies are, Wired Magazine says you ought to catch up. Okay, and that's a very credible publication. And I tell people, there's so many websites on the internet. Be careful who you believe. Be careful the information you read. Make sure it's substantiated. Make sure it's backed up on facts. Make sure it's just not what I call yellow journalism, where they're just smearing the industry so they can get website traffic. Because you know what? People look for negative stuff on the internet more than they do the positive stuff. And that's the bad thing about it, is people hunt out negative stuff, and marketers know that, and they capitalize on your desire to see the negative things in life. How about that? Anyway, let's talk first about the owner of the company, Dr. Ruja Ignatova. Here's a very, very bright lady, degree in law from the University of Oxford, did her master's degree at the same time she was going to law school, former associate partner with McKinsey & Company. Now, anybody with financial background knows that McKinsey hires the best and the brightest. Okay, so they don't hire the bottom third of the class, or they don't do the bottom. You know, they do probably the top 5% or top 3% of the class goes to work for McKinsey. So these are the brightest kids in the room. She was a former CEO and CFO of one of the largest asset management funds in Bulgaria. And understand that she's in Mensa Society as well. And to get into Mensa, you have to prove an IQ of 200 or greater. And that in Alabama, that's about 4 people. And in Georgia, that's about 3 people. Sorry, I always got to pick on Alabama because they're right next door. Anyway, no, I love Alabama. I'm a big Roll Tide fan, folks. Just so you know, that got me out of trouble with all the Alabama people and in trouble with the Auburn people. But what an exciting lady to come out and do what she's doing. And not only that, you know, people are look at this and they say, wow, I don't know when the last time your picture was on the cover of Forbes magazine in Europe, or I don't care what country, but if you have convinced Forbes, or somehow Forbes has put you on the cover of their magazine and put their iconic logo and brand above your picture, you've either done something really, really right or really, really wrong. She's done something really, really right. And, you know, it's when you look at Forbes and what it stands for, I mean, this is a credible magazine, folks. You know, every magazine's got their different political views, but my point is, when people say, "Oh, I want to vet your company," I look at them and I say, "Do you have a better vetting department than, say, Forbes magazine?" And they say, "No, I doubt it." And so I say, "Well, very simply, you know, I think probably you'll be okay. If Forbes has checked her background out, you probably ought to be okay with it, because they're not just going to put anybody on the cover of their magazine." And they did Dr. Ruscha about 3 weeks ago. And by the way, that was one of the most in-demand Forbes magazines that Forbes has ever had. And there's talks that she could be on a national cover one day, and that would be very exciting for us as well. So let's talk about the OneCoin Promise and what I'm going to share with you tonight. We're going to provide you with a 3-step business introduction system. Now, I want to mention something. You can get involved in our company and you don't have to build a business. You can just acquire our educational packages and gain access to our coins, and you can do that. And those coins that they appreciate, you can create wealth with our company without building a team. So I want to be very clear about that. You do not have to build a team. However, I am going to talk about building a team tonight in probably about half this presentation, so you're going to have to bear with me, but you don't have to build a team. Now, we're going to educate you on digital currencies. We're going to offer you access to digital currencies. We're going to create wealth with digital currencies. We're going to execute our business plan with world-class leadership. We've got that in spades. And we're going to help you realize 10x freedom. Now, people always say, "Well, Tom, what's the definition of 10x freedom?" I said, it's just freedom that's 10 times better than you could ever imagine. It's like dreamy freedom. That's the kind you want. I want the dreamy freedom. Okay. So let me talk first about how we do the business. Number one, I want you to look around the room, and I want you to give everyone in the room a big hug, okay? Because you're not in a hotel room. you're not sitting in a hotel meeting. You're hanging out at home, or just give somebody a high five or a fist bump if you're sitting next to somebody. And understand that I'm broadcasting right now to 153 people. That is a record, by the way, in 11 different countries, and we are building a global organization. And we're using this OneCoin ADC system, and it focuses on automation, duplication, and creation. Okay, and those are 3 things that I have built some very large teams on, and that's automation of marketing. That means getting your Facebook pay-per-click advertising up, your auto posting systems up, doing lead generation, publishing articles, whatever you want to do to build your business. This is a real business, folks. Okay, it's not a hobby. So, you know, when you get involved in it, make sure that you understand you're getting into a real business. I mean, there's people making $2 million a year. Keep hearing something. It's a frog. It's a tree frog right out my window. It sounds like somebody screaming. But anyway, I live out in the middle of nowhere on a farm, so I get all kinds of creatures around here. But automation of marketing, very important. Duplication of team. Folks, you know, we have a system that right now, I mean, look what's going on. Look at the people in your room. Are they talking to you? Are they doing anything? Is anybody, I'm presenting to you, okay? So we have a system that does the explaining, training, and enrolling, and I do this every single night for you. So every single night, you have an opportunity to introduce people to the presentation. Do I get tired of doing this presentation? Hell no. It's the most exciting presentation I think I've ever done in a long time. But we also focus on creation of wealth. You know, a focus on quality of life results. We don't want you sitting in rush hour traffic. We don't have to worry about you going out and getting starch shirts and getting your suits all dry cleaned, all that, and making sure you got the right heels on and getting the right handbag. We're not worried about that, folks. Okay, we're more worried about you being at home with your family. We're more worried about you taking care of your health. Quality on focus on quality of life results. No hotel meetings, no 3-way calls, no chasing, you know, family and friends. Our system has "I can do it" written all over it. And so, you know, when you look at this, man, that's what it's all about. And so if people look at what you're doing, and let me make this point real clear to you, if we were selling $10 bills for $1, and I told you that you had to do telemarketing and dial 400 people a day, would you be interested? Hell no, you wouldn't be interested. Nobody likes telemarketing, okay? Get hung up on 4 million times a day? No, thanks. But, you know, if I told you you could send out social media posts automatically and you could do advertising and things like that, to attract people to a presentation in an automated presentation system that does the explaining, training, and enrolling for you. Would that interest you? I mean, every night when I'm done with this presentation, I have like 4 or 5 new signups of people that are interested in getting on board and getting access to our coins and our educational packages. All I do during the day is I point my marketing at finding people that want to come watch this presentation. And from 7:30 to 9:30, that's when I work. 2 hours a day, folks. That's what I focus on every single day. And so if that type of business interests you, that's what we do, folks, okay? No retail stores, you know, we're not out setting up tents or kiosks or anything like that, or going to malls and harassing people, or hanging out at Walmart, stuff like that, basically walking up to people and saying, hey, you look pretty sharp. Do you keep your options open? Hey, man, we do not do that. And some of you are laughing because you know where that came from. I think that was either an old Amway, I think that was an Amway line. Hey, you know, nowadays, if you were to walk up to somebody in Walmart and go, hey, you look pretty sharp, do you keep your options open? They're going to call the freaking police on you because they're going to think you're like some type of sexual stalker or something like that. But let me talk to you about the Alpha Team Facebook presentation system. And I have a really big, exciting announcement tonight about our system. We have secured the name Digital Coin Millionaire. And we are creating a complete online marketing system for our team that will be available for free for people who come in at the trader position. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that, but we're going to give you a very, very powerful tool. I am working with probably one of the premier online system builders. He built a system for a well-known coffee company and created over $40 million in sales. And I got a Strike Force team putting together email sequences, 5-minute sizzle video. I'm recording it on Friday, by the way. Hopefully some of the sunburn will go away by the time I do the recording. Otherwise, I'll be wearing a lot of makeup. But you know, when you look at the tools that we're going to give you to introduce this to people, it's going to blow you away. Okay, we're coming out with some very, very powerful stuff for you, and it will be free as long as you come in at the trader level, which is the 500 euro package level. The people who come in at a little lower level will have access to the system for free for 30 days, but things will change after 30 days. There will be a charge, okay? But here, folks, on this program, 5-minute setup, social media sharing, 3-minute sizzle video. Look at the page that you're on right now. It takes 5 minutes to set this up. You just scroll to the bottom, you click it, and it clones and copies to your Facebook page, and it gives you your own unique link right here, okay? You get your own unique link, and you can very simply share that link with people and have them come watch this presentation every night live at 8:30. And if they can't make it at 8:30, they can watch it anytime during the day that they want, okay? So that makes it really exciting. And so let me see what we got here. All right, good. Getting all these messages. John Luxick, stop texting me. Stop asking me questions. Please. I'm doing a presentation right now. Anyway, I'm getting all these buzzes, and I'm like, dude, you know, I'm doing a presentation. That's funny. Anyway, but look at this page, okay? Getting back to it, I've got a military theme, I've got a teacher's theme, I got a college students theme, I got a first responders theme, I got a single parents theme. So we have all these different marketing themes that you can market to the target audiences that you want to approach. I'm working on a professional athletes theme. I'm working on a not a celebrity theme, but I've got a seniors theme that I'm working on, and a minister's theme. So we're going to have about 10 of these different pages that you can copy with a click of a button, and you can start marketing the link to those audiences, okay? And so when you look at it, it was probably John going, okay, man, I'm not going to text you anymore, okay? You're the best, John, love you. John's one of our tycoons. He's a beast. He's got people coming in from India. He's got some major players come on. I'm really excited for his business. And but hey, this page has a 20-minute presentation on it, compensation overview. It talks about how we do our business. You can learn everything you need to know about OneCoin on this one page, and I love that. Personalized link, you secure your spot, you just change that link. It's real easy to do in your back office. You just click on a button and type in your link, and then at the bottom, when I do syndicated hangouts, every single person, we have like 120 people that have this page now. So when I go live and do this presentation, I broadcast through all of your all's pages. So I'm like the national broadcaster in New York, and you're like WGAL in Atlanta. You're the regional broadcaster, and you're broadcasting to these different cities. So as you promote your page to people and you say, hey, click on this link at 8:30, I'm going live through your Facebook page, okay? So that's pretty cool. So if we have a major announcement a year from now and 4,000 or 5,000 people have this system, when I make the announcement and put out the email blast, we're going live at 8:30 tonight with Dr. Ruscia on board to talk to you about something. Millions, over hundreds of thousands of people will have access to that presentation through this system. So we do syndicated hangouts. Okay, so that's enough about our system. 5-minute setup, costs $22 a month, and I don't make any money on that, folks. That's just you refer 3 to it. It's free. It's the best team building tool that I've ever used in building any business. It's very exciting. Okay, so let me talk now about how cryptocurrency works. These are the 5 elements. This is one of our promises, by the way. So we've covered the system, the 3-step system. You can see that. Now we're getting into how cryptocurrency works. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to give you access to it and create wealth. So we're going to walk right through these steps. So when you look at a cryptocurrency, it's got 5 elements. It's got an algorithm that governs the distribution of the coins, what we call the mining of the coins. It governs the flow of the coins coming out, and it's basically like a bank vault, and it's got a combination on it. And the mining operation has to figure out the combination to open up the vault to get coins out. Okay, so that's the best way I can explain it to you. And I always give the example, and if you'll bear with me on this one, I love sailing. I love islands. I'm going to own an island one day. It's like my #1, probably one of my top dreams, at least top 5, is to own an island and a sailboat to get to the island. Okay, a big one. I like something around 70 feet, like an oyster or something like that, or a Nodor or something like that. That's the kind of boat I want. So let's pretend that we're going to start our own island, we bought an island, and there's like 5 or 10 of us that we want to start our own economy. Okay, now think about that. We're going to start our own economy, and we want to have our own currency. So what do you have to do to start your own currency? Well, number 1, you got to set up a you can set up a Federal Reserve. That's a little bit too expensive. So we're going to create a mathematical algorithm. You know, the equations that have like the letters and numbers in it. Man, my math stopped at long division. I watch the math my kids do, and I'm like, man, I don't understand any of that. But the algorithm, let's say we're going to create 2 billion coins for our island, and we're going to call it Island Coin. Now follow this example, because this is exactly what we're doing with OneCoin. I'm just making it a little bit more fun for you. Okay, we're not really starting an island, but you're going to make enough money where you can go buy your own island. How about that? Is that even better? But 2 billion coins. Okay, so our algorithm has a finite number of coins it can create. It cannot create any more than 2 billion coins. And it has an equation, a combination that the mining operation has to figure out to get coins out of the algorithm, to create these serial numbers, if you will, these digital currency serial numbers. Okay, then you got to have a mining operation, and those are the computers that solve the algorithm. Those are the smart guys that are in the room. They're typing on the buttons, and they're figuring out the equations, and they're releasing the money from the algorithm, the currency. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. I need to digress a little bit and say, as a group of 5 or 10 of us, we're going to invite people to our island to do business, but they've got to use our currency. Okay, and so we're going to ask them to buy a residency package, and out of those residency packages, we're going to have 5 of them, ranging from 100 euros up to 5,000 euros. Okay, and then we're going to pay out 50% of that money as a referral fee for people who invite other members to our island. Okay, so actually 52%. So 52% of our money is going to go out, and we're going to. I'm getting millions of messages. It's so funny. It's like, guys, I'm doing a hangout here, but it's but okay. So we've got these packages. We're going to pay out 52% of what we bring in to our members of our community for inviting people. So we're going to crack the code on how to build our island community population with the system. So when you show up at our island, you buy a package, and each one of those packages comes with tokens, okay? Those tokens, you take those over to the mining operation, which is next to the welcome center on our island. That's where the computer bank is. And you hand the tokens over to the mining operations, the smart guys working on the computers, and they say, hey, our ratio today is 10-to-1, which means for every 10 tokens you give us, we're going to give you 1 coin. So let's say you bought our 5,000 euro package. We give you 60,000 tokens. You walk next door to the mining operation after leaving the welcome center. You hand the 60,000 tokens over to the mining operation, and they say, great. In about 30 days, we will have about 10,000 or 6,000 coins for you, okay? And we're going to put those 6,000 coins in your e-wallet. Now, if you want to go shop on the island and you want to go buy something and set up a bar and you want to buy some real estate and some flip-flops and, you know, some margaritas and whatever, you can use your coins, your one coins, to pay for anything on the island, okay? But let's say you've been on the island for, you know, a couple months and you need to go back to the States and you need some euros. Well, something funny has happened. The value of your currency has gone up. It's let's say it's doubled in value. So the 6,000 coins that you now have 12,000 coins, or the value of your 6,000 coins has doubled in value. We also do splits, by the way. We do 2-for-1 splits. So on your $5,000 package, you will qualify for two 2-for-1 splits. So your 6,000 coins will go from 6,000 to 12,000, and then from 12,000 to 24,000. Okay, and let's say all that happened when the coin was $1. Now, you decide to go back to the States and you go to sell your coins, but now your coins are worth $4. Okay, you've been hanging out on the island for 6 months. You've now got 24,000 coins, and the coins are now worth, let's just make it easy for math purposes, they're worth $4. So your $5,000 residency package has created $100,000 in wealth for you. It's 24,000 coins. Your 6,000 coins is turned into 24,000 coins through the 2 splits. And now the coin is actually worth more than what you paid for it, because the market price has been set by the exchange, by the public trading of the actual coin. So people say, well, how is the value of the coin determined? Who determines the value? Well, in the beginning, the algorithm drives the value until it starts trading, okay? And there's a couple stages, and right after I explain the slide, I'm going to talk about the 4 stages that we're going to go through to develop the ecosystem. I'm going to do it while I'm on this slide because I think this is the best time to do it. But you go to sell your coins because you need some money to go back to the States, so you hit the sell button on your e-wallet, and you sell them on the public exchange. Well, there's other people on the island that need coins, so they're willing to buy them. So they click the buy button, they buy your coins, and the cash goes into your e-wallet. So if you're familiar with finance, it's like we have our own stock exchange, but it's for currency only. It's for OneCoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. So we will be trading the 3 major currencies on our exchange, okay? And the community determines the value. It's a market value driven currency. Guess what? So is the US dollar, by the way. Okay, a lot of people think, well, that's kind of weird. No, have you ever heard of Forex? Forex is what determines the value of our currency versus any other currency in the world. Okay, and so it's based on buyers and sellers. It's a zero-sum game when it comes to trading currency. So we are structured no differently. If the community believes that the ownership is transparent and that the currency has integrity, and people are willing to accept it, and people are willing to pay for it, and it has a trust value, that's what makes this work. Okay, now we have a blockchain also, which is a list of all the transactions. We're completely transparent. Every transaction. If somebody said, "Hey, Tom, I just sent you money for the bar, for my drinks at the bar last night," I can go on the blockchain and actually see if you actually sent that transaction. Okay, so total transparency and publicly audited. In fact, we have one of the top auditing companies in Europe that does BMW, all the major European brands brands is auditing our exchange. So folks, that's real exciting to see that we have that kind of credibility, because a lot of other Bitcoin and places like they're not doing that. We have audited exchange. And I think that's very important. It bothers me that the Federal Reserve in the United States is not audited. It just bothers me. I mean, don't you think as a voting public, we should vote that the Federal Reserve should be audited? But no, it never has been. I know one of the big politicians is pushing for it, and I'm all for it, because I feel like, you know, that transparency and all of that, of course, they may not want to be audited. That may bother people to know how much money has actually been printed. But no idea. It could be a lot more than we ever thought. But when you look at what we're doing here, folks, these are the 5 elements of a cryptocurrency. Now, how about the 4 stages? Think about this for a minute. We're creating an ecosystem. We're creating our own economy, okay? We're creating our own island economy, as we said, and this is Island Coin, okay? That's the example I wanted to give you. Now, how on our island, how will the currency work? What will make it work? Well, number one, we got to have a lot of people coming to the island, right? And buying our residency packages. So 52% of the money we bring in goes to referral fees to pay people to bring people to the island, okay? The other 48% we build a cash reserve with, and we pay the operations of the island, and we build up the infrastructure of the economy with the other 48%. Okay, so we actually have a revenue stream for the island to improve infrastructure, and we have cash reserve. Okay, and we're able to pay all of our members commissions for referring people to the island. Now, is that starting to make sense? I mean, if you were going to create an island economy, isn't this the way you would do it? Okay, I think it's brilliant, folks. In fact, when I buy my island, I'm going to do the exact same thing. And it's going to be called Island Coin. I need to see if that's, I better not say it's if the domain's reserved. Somebody will go reserve it. Oh, you already did. Thanks. Appreciate you. I'll let it expire and get it later on. But anyway, when you look at this, let's think about the 4 stages of rolling out. What has Dr. Ruscha done? Number one, she's cracked the code on creating a member base. Okay, 375,000 members, so over 370,000. I don't know the exact number, but I know we're closing in on that number. 370,000 paid members. We're doing $70 million in revenue per week. Okay? That means about $35 million per week is being paid out in commissions. You didn't think about that, did you? If 52% is going out in commissions, that means $35 million a week is going out in commissions. That's staggering, folks. That's probably why 285 people are making $2 million a year already, okay? Now, so the first phase is you've got to build a huge user base. What's the second thing that you have to do? Well, the second thing is you got to start building some products that people can use their coins to buy stuff with, okay? And in the beginning, the algorithm is setting the price. And then the third rollout that you have to do is you have to set up an exchange where the public can start trading the currency and determining the value, the public value of the currency. And then the fourth step is you got to invite the general public and open it up to where anybody in the world can buy and sell and use the currency. So those are the 4 stages. And I'm talking about vendors, retailers. I mean, think about it right now. If Dr. Ruscha gave us a merchant package to go sell, to get vendors right now, it's a little premature to do this. But let's say she gave us a package to go out and talk to retailers about taking one, okay? And every retailer we set up, we would get a percentage of the transaction fee. Okay, and we got 370,000 people on board with our company. How many retailers do you think we would add to the OneCoin network in a matter of 90 days or before the end of the year? Folks, we would add hundreds of thousands of stores that would be willing to take it. But those stores are not going to take it until they know there's a public established value on the currency. That's what the exchange is for. So that's why we can't get the cart before the horse, or the horse before the cart, right? Okay, we got to make sure that the community as a whole the public sets the price on the currency. That way the retailers know that it's a publicly determined price, the value of the currency. And think about this. Let's pretend you're a retailer and you accept $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, of OneCoins. And let's say you put that in your bank, and OneCoin, the value of those OneCoins increases like 4 times over the next year. So our currency quadruples in value, it appreciates, okay? Why would it do that? Well, if there's more demand for our currency, if more people want it, if you're a stockbroker and a finance person, supply and demand, basic economics 101, if there's more demand for the supply, what happens to the price? Well, the price on the currency starts going up. So, if you have 120,000 coins at $1 a piece and it goes to $10 a piece, you now have $1 million worth of coins. Okay. What if it goes to $100? Well, your 120,000 coins is now worth $10 million. Okay. Folks, I like that idea. And I give this example to everybody. I say, I have an 80-acre lawn. Okay, so if you want to come cut my grass and you give me a quote, it's going to be about $500. We've gotten quotes from people to cut our grass. It's $500. And that doesn't include a lot of the trimming and blowing. That's just cutting the grass. But let's say that I give you $500 in US dollars and you put that money in your account. Okay, well, you just got income, so you got to pay taxes on it and you got to pay inflation on it. And of course, all the bank fees that whooping your butt with. By the time a year goes by, you are left with about $448, okay? Maybe less, depending on what tax bracket you're in. But what if I paid you in OneCoin? I paid you $500 worth of OneCoin, and in the next year, the value of the OneCoin increased 5 times. Well, instead of having $448 in your account, you might have about $2,200 in your account, okay, or $2,500 in your account. Which one would you prefer? I call that a BFO, a blinding fact of the obvious. So you can't do this presentation without talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin started by an anonymous person, open source software. That's not real comfortable right there. Yet it attracted 250,000 users worldwide with $11 billion in market value, but it has a lack of central exchange. There's a whole bunch of exchanges. There's no dedicated management team. There's transparency, but not everybody knows how to see that transparency or where it is. It's very technical, and there's no independent auditor overseeing the different exchanges and the operations that manage Bitcoins, okay? Completely decentralized, whereas ours is completely centralized and much more convenient for people. I call ours the PayPal of Bitcoin, if you will. A much more seamlessly integrated platform that allows people to use digital currency in their everyday life very easily. Now, but here's the interesting thing about Bitcoin. It was the highest returning investment in the history of the world in a 5-year period. From 2009 to 2013, it went from 10 cents to $1,203. Now, that's a massive move. I don't care if it went to $1,000 or even $250. That's a massive move. It's still sitting at $225 right now. Okay. Now, when you look at this, folks, this is where we're at right now. And we've got more users. We're at $0 to $1 right now. And we have more users than Bitcoin. Look at this, folks. What is the hockey stick potential? What is the stratospheric rise of our currency going to be when we have 6 times the number of members than Bitcoin? Come on, folks. I mean, open your eyes. Look at this. You're like right where Ray Kroc was talking to the McDonald's brothers. We're like before franchising. I mean, we're in that early stage. We're before the coin even starts trading. You all are at the very beginning of, you're right there in Dell's garage. You're there with Bill Gates when he's sitting in front of IBM selling IBM on the idea of Windows, and he doesn't even own the DOS software yet. That's where you are right now. Okay, that's exciting. Okay, you're with Richard Branson right now, handing out paper pamphlets on campus about college concerts. That's where you are right now. We haven't even opened a record store yet. We haven't even set up a recording studio. We haven't even bought an airline yet. That's where we are. We're so early stage, folks, and it is so exciting for people who go, aha, I finally found a ground floor opportunity. Even though we've got 375,000 people, folks, we're going to have 30 million people. We haven't even touched 1% of the number of people that we're going to have worldwide on OneCoin. Okay, so be very happy that we don't have a huge exchange. Be very happy that we don't have hundreds of retailers yet. Be very happy that our credit cards in the United States don't work yet. That's great, man. That's where the money's made. I mean, that's where people get stupid rich, is when they are in at the very beginning. Now, the greatest risk is at the very beginning. We know that. I'm pragmatic. You know, when my wife looked at me and she goes, Tom, let's just put in it what we can afford to lose. I said, no problem. And we did. And so when you look at it, folks, it's an amazing opportunity. So let's talk about OneCoin. I'm running a little bit over tonight, but I'm so excited about this station and everything that we're doing with OneCoin. We have a much more advanced and secure algorithm than Bitcoin does. We have our own exchange that's audited by a top auditing company in Europe. We have dedicated management, very highly trained, intelligent management overseeing this fully integrated solution for using digital currency in your everyday life. We have mining pools. We have our built-in computers. You don't have to go out and buy supercomputers and all these fancy video cards and try and beat the guys in Iceland that have supercomputers underwater in ice-filled chambers that don't overheat. You know, it's like, man, thank God, you know. And by the way, we are KYC compliant. So don't come here to do anything legal or hide your money or do drug running or anything like that, because we know who you are. And if the feds want to know who you are, they will know who you are. Okay. So don't come here thinking you can hide your money or anything like that. Okay. We are KYC compliant. We are very early stage, as I've mentioned and elaborated on in detail. And you can buy our coins at a smaller denomination. So why OneCoin white now? Because people have the desire to communicate globally and locally in a currency they can believe in, folks. We're creating a culture of freedom through this currency, and it's being built for the people by the people. People are seeking value and appreciation in life. Not just value, they want what they have to start appreciating in value. I mean, how long have you been living in your underwater house? Okay, how long have you been buried in that mortgage and trying to dig yourself out? Long time, huh? 5 years, it seems like an eternity. People question their national and sovereign currencies. And if you don't question the balance of the United States and the balance of the European Central Bank and the balance of many countries, I think Canada is about the only solid country out there, and there may be a couple others. But you got to question it, folks. You got to say, what's your plan B? I mean, what happens if we have another 1933 New Deal and they bankrupt our country again and issue a brand new currency and tell everybody, instead of actually giving you asset-backed currency, we're going to give you debt and promissory notes, but this time it's going to be worth 50% less than what we gave you last time. Okay, isn't that exciting? Okay, and folks, just don't be one of the sheeple. You know, don't be led to the shearing process, you know, if things were to go wrong. Have a backup plan. Have a plan B. Be smart. You know, people want freedom from debt. People want freedom, freedom from ignorance, okay? Folks, get educated about what's going on out there. We don't have enough tax revenue to pay the interest on our debt. I don't know what to call that, but folks, I mean, Charles Ponzi did something like that last time I checked. But, you know, people want freedom from their job. They want freedom from debt. Debt is like the ultimate imprisonment tool. Well, what if in the next year you could create millions of dollars of value, of appreciation in your currency, and have liquidity in the ability to go live the life you want to live? Well, that's what we're doing, folks. OneCoin communicates freedom, value, and transparency. So what do we sell? We don't sell currency, folks. We don't sell coins. We sell member education on how to successfully profit from cryptocurrency. Our interactive content has cutting-edge materials, interactive videos, presentations, online classroom experience. This company has got a world-class educational program. And we offer 5 different packages. Okay, you're starting to see the theme here. We have 5 different packages, and each one of those packages comes with tokens that you can turn over to what? The mining operation to get your what? Your coins, not your island coins, your one coins. Starting to follow me here? So here are our different residency packages if it was the island coin, but here is our different educational packages. If you want to join one, you can join island coin later. When I put it all together, you can join that one. But now we're doing one coin in a very big way. But they range from 100 euros all the way up to 5,000 euros. Okay. Now, working with OneCoin, we've got rewards programs, a great compensation program. You can see my compensation video and go into greater detail. I'm going to explain it a little bit to you now so you understand how we get paid. Okay. We have obviously all kinds of recognition, the cars, the trips. This company's huge on recognition. We will pay you a direct sales commission for selling our product, a network bonus for building a team, a matching bonus for helping people become successful, a startup bonus for getting out there and kicking butt and taking numbers. We'll give you a One Life Club frequent flyer miles points that you can trade in for lifestyle rewards. Everybody likes those programs. We're going to give you coin splits where one day you have 6,000 coins and the next day you have 12,000 coins. In fact, there's a big deadline Friday. If you want to get in before our 2-for-1 split, you have to have your money sent by Friday and get it into mining as quickly as possible. We also offer gold. We have the RM Gold coin. We have one of the first hybrid gold currencies, cryptocurrencies that's ever been created, and it's very unique. Nobody else has it. We also have leadership program bonuses, and of course, you got to have a little card you can put in your wallet to spend all this money you're going to make. We use a binary compensation plan, which means you're going to build 2 sales teams. Typically, one of the sales teams is called a power leg, and that's where you work with others to create that leg. So that's a team effort leg, as I call it. And the inside leg is also a team effort, but it's a different sales team. So you're building a right team and a left team. Now, let's say in a week's period of time, your left sales team does 80,000 in business volume, and your right sales team does 60,000 in business volume. You're going to make 10% on the lesser team. Okay. Moral of the story is don't have a lesser team, but you are going to earn 10%. And that's unlimited levels deep, dollar for dollar, unlimited level deep bonus volume. Okay. So if you have a 500-person organization and it does $350,000 in business volume, and your other leg does 100,000 business volume, you're going to make 10% of the 100,000. So you're going to make 10,000 for the week. Now, the business center, the red one at the very top, is capped at 35,000 euros per week, which right now is about $42,000, I'm guessing, somewhere in that area, $42,000 a week. So that's the binary compensation plan. So on the direct sales bonus, you're going to make 10%. Like I sold a Tycoon yesterday. I made 10%, so I made 500 euros. And it was in my organization, so I got a network bonus on it as well. So I made another $500. Okay, so I made $1,000 yesterday selling a package. Actually, I sold $19,000 worth of packages yesterday, and I made $3,800 yesterday. Now, results vary. I'm not giving you any guarantees or anything like that. I'm just telling what my own personal experience was. Okay, our network bonus is 10% of the weaker leg. Okay, moral of the story, don't have a weak leg. We want you to go build that sales volume on both sides. 60% of your payments will go to cash. 40% will fund your mandatory account, which gives you the ability to buy more buy more coins. Okay, it gives you the ability to buy more tokens, but you also, with those tokens, you're going to get more coins. So think about this for a minute. If you're a really intelligent finance guy, we have built in market buying power for our coin. Do you hear what I'm saying? 40% of our compensation, and we're paying out $35 million per week in compensation. 40% of that is lined up to buy more coins on our public exchange. So that means if you go to sell our coin, you will always have buyers. You starting to see what I'm doing here? Okay. you have basically a self-regeneration capital business model where you always have buyers for your coins. And the more people make, so we've got a 40% cash reserve set aside to guarantee that people's coins will get bought. Probably shouldn't use the word guarantee. Let me think of another word, a model where the coins will get bought based on the growth of the company. Okay, so when you look at that, now what happens if the general public wants to start buying coins as well and there's competition for it? Well, the price of the coin starts to go up. What if the coin goes to $50 or $100 a coin? So I got off topic there a little bit, but you get a startup bonus as well. If you go out there and kick butt and take numbers, and in the first 30 days, you get an extra 10%. That goes to your mandatory account where you can buy tokens and buy more coins, okay, or mine more coins. You're not buying coins, you're mining coins. So you got to turn those tokens over to the guys in the room next to the Welcome Center. If you followed me on if you did not see my Island coin example, you did not understand that a bit. Anyway, our bonus overview on our matching bonuses. We have a matching bonus that basically goes 4 levels deep, and you make 10%, 10%, 20%, and 25% on your 4th generation. 25%. So if I've got 50 people on my 4th generation, and let's say they're all earning $4,000, those 50 people, I'm going to make $1,000 off of those 40 people. For $1,000 each. I'm going to make 25% of whatever their check is as a bonus. So if I've got a person that's really kicking butt and taking numbers and they're building a huge team, I'm going to do everything I can to support them, because whatever they make, I'm going to get a 25% bonus on. And so the only qualification to get your bonus, to tap into your bonus, is you got to have to sell 1 trader package on your left and 1 on your right, folks. And that's nothing. I've done like 5 of those in the last day. Okay, very easy. It's the 500 euro package. So I'm getting to the end of the presentation. I know I'm running a little bit over tonight. Bear with me. You know, I got the bug tonight. I'm fired up, folks, and I want you to totally get this, because you know, I want people to benefit in such a big way from this company and really see the light, because this company can fix a lot of problems fast. And if you got problems, I hope you are standing at attention right now, listening to every word I'm saying, because your golden ticket is right here. Okay, this is it. We have speaking of golden tickets, we have the RM Gold coin that comes with every package. And again, we have one of the first gold-backed cryptocurrencies that you can buy real gold cryptocurrency in your back office. 0.999 real freaking gold. Okay, now if you're a gold bug, you're going to love that program. Okay, now look at this. What happens a year? This is a projection. This is not a financial forecast or anything like that. But if you could get your coins for $0 to $1, between 50 cents and $1 right now, and it goes to $5, well, you've done real well, folks. In fact, after June 15th, we will have people that will have quadrupled their value of their coins. And when it goes public, there could be people that have 6 to 8 times value on their coins already. That's incredible, folks. And I'm showing you a year. People have already done it since January. We just started mining the coins in January. Okay, we just started trading them in June. So 6 months later, we're moving into phase 2 of our rollout plan. Phase 3, we'll start going get retailers and people that will accept 1 coin. And then phase 4, we'll open it up to the rest of the world. And if you're sitting on 100,000 coins, you're going to be able to buy an island and a sailboat if you want to, because you're going to have potentially a lot of money, folks. Okay, there's no guarantees in life, just death and taxes, as you well know. But I just want you to be very clear. What are your other opportunities out there? Milkshake parties? I don't think so, folks. Okay, anti-aging cream? Come on, man. You know what the best anti-aging cream is in the world? Best anti-aging solution is in the world? It's money. Just rub $100 bills all over your face and the wrinkles will go away. I promise you, it's worked for me. I got very few wrinkles at 47, and I like $100 bills. Best anti-aging thing I've ever found in my life. But, you know, folks, all I can tell you is we've got a great opportunity for you. What if it goes to €5 a coin? What if it goes to 100 euros a coin? What if it goes to 50 euros a coin? Did you miss Bitcoin 1.0? Well, don't be a fool and miss Bitcoin 2.0 because we're already bigger than Bitcoin 1.0. And if you don't smell it, if you don't see it, go make some coffee or pinch yourself or slap yourself and wake up, because this thing's as real as it gets, folks. And we haven't even opened the United States yet. The Chinese down at the Dubai conference were running around with their gold coins going, USA, $10, USA, $10. You know why they were saying that? Is because they believe because when the U.S. opens, we're going to drive Bitcoin to $10 in value. And the Chinese, well, they got in before everybody else. They saw it before we saw it, you know, and they've absolutely dominated Bitcoin and built a massive, massive organization in China and Indonesia and Thailand. I mean, just all over Asia. Euro-Asia has just exploded with OneCoin. And now the doors to North America are opening up July 4th, and you are at the very front doorstep. The door is not even open yet, and you're standing in front of the door of the next multi-billion-dollar opportunity. And I don't know if you can afford to miss it, but if you can, just don't forget, it'll move on to the next person. There's no such thing as a missed opportunity. We're right here, folks. Smell the coffee. Right here, $0 to $1. That's where we are. We're bigger than Bitcoin. We haven't gone public with our currency yet, and you have the opportunity to get it right here. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay, so timing's everything, folks, but without action, it's nothing. I hope you recognize where you are right now. I hope you can smell the coffee. I hope you can see what we're doing, because we have an opportunity, folks, that is big, big, big. And I'm trying to pull my screen up here so I can say goodnight to you. But folks, all I can say is take a serious look at this. You know, get involved. Stop screen sharing, and bang, there I am. I'm still sunburned, but I'm even more red because I got the blood flowing. I'm so freaking fired up, and I know I'm going to have a whole bunch of signups after this presentation, because we had 150. What is that? 161 viewers, baby. You have been inviting while I've been talking. I've been doing this marathon. I had to go another 30 minutes. Let's get 200 people on here. I'll do it one more time for you. Anyway, folks, I love you. Have a great night. Zoning out from Palmetto, Georgia. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation. I'll be back here tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm going to be twice as fired up tomorrow night, and I hope you'll bring a lot of people and show what becoming a digital currency family is all about, what it means to join the culture of freedom, and help us go build this new economy, because God knows we need it. You know, folks, this is such a fantastic opportunity for your family, my family, and people around the world. I predict that we will save Greece. We will go in there and make Greece a one-coin economy, and I hope we do it, because they don't need the euro. They need OneCoin, right? So let's go do that. Everybody start marketing to Greece, and let's go save Greece, because it's a beautiful place to travel, and it's a great sailing destination, and they got lots of islands, and we could create island coin one day. But anyway, folks, hey, I love you. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow night at 8:30. Get with the person who invited you to this presentation. Watch more videos, okay? And lock your spot for free right now. You can lock in as a rookie for free and start inviting people tomorrow night. Get pumped, because you got a reason to get pumped. All right, folks? I'll see you tomorrow night.